here's the Samsung Galaxy Note by AT&T. This here little device is running the Android Gingerbread ice cream. The ice cream sandwich is supposed to be out sometime in March. While I'm talking, I'm just going to go ahead here and turn on the telephone. That way y'all can get a example of just about how fast the telephone turns on. Now whenever you press the power button, you got to hold it for a second or two, and then it starts to vibrate. While this is firing up, I'll tell you a little bit about the phone. The Samsung Galaxy Note by AT&T, it has 3G, 4G, and 4G LTE connectivity. And because it has the LTE connectivity, it uses the Qualcomm 1.5 gigahertz dual-core processor. Now the screen that you see firing up is the 5.3 HD Super AMOLED. It runs at 1280 by 800. The phone comes standard with 16 gigabytes of memory built in. You can put a SD card on it, and you can upgrade it another 16 gigs of memory. It has an 8 megapixel full HD 1080p video capture camera on the back of the telephone with the LED light right, sorry, I'm doing this upside down, right here. Now, if you want to see how well the camera works, I do have a video that I put on YouTube. It is the donkey basketball in Gusting, Texas that I went to. I used the phone to record just a short video of what was going on to see how well the phone worked with the video. It worked really well. I would encourage you to run over there and grab a look at it so you can see how well the phone did. I wouldn't necessarily call it that the phone was used at a sporting event, but it was, well, it was kind of like a sporting event. The phone does have GPS navigation. If you are a Samsung Infuse owner and you're wondering about the speed of this GPS is a lot faster than anything you'll find on the Infuse. This GPS will pick up all of the satellites in just a couple of seconds as compared to several minutes. The telephone also has a built-in Wi-Fi, wireless in, and stereo Bluetooth 3.0. The approximate battery time on standby is about 10 days. Who uses their phone on standby for 10 days? And the average talk time on the telephone is about 10 hours. As I did show you the startup speed here. Let me get the camera on here, or the phone on here. Let me turn it around so I can see it. Okay. I'm running a little custom setup there on the splash screen that comes up. This here is our display. One thing that I do want to show you is I wanted to show you the CPU test on here, so you can see the CPU test running. Here it is, and I'll just let that run through, and you can have a look at it. And while that's running through, I'll give you a little information about the telephone here. There's a lot of talk about the size of this here telephone. The telephone is fairly large. It will fit in my pocket, fits in my pocket easily. It fits in my top pocket of my shirt also. The top, maybe quarter to a half inch of the telephone does stick out of the top pocket. It does work nice in one hand. I can hold the phone in one hand while manipulating the keyboard, sending out a message. The good part about a phone being this big with somebody who has large fingers is that the display is easier to type on, and you get a few typing mistakes. This is still firing up here. The telephone is on sale at AT&T. They got it for, currently it's $299. The Amazon website does show that you can get the telephone there for $250, $249 last time I checked. Keep looking around. There's bound to be other deals that are coming up on this telephone. Now, this phone isn't going to fit into everybody's needs and wants. You got to kind of want to need it and have a need for it. I have a lot of books that I was using for college and a lot of notes. I can now put those notes on this in the PDF format. And a lot of the book manufacturers nowadays, you can buy an electronic version of their book and use it on your Android device. Now, as you can see, we got our results up here. Let me flip this around so I could read it. Total is 2131. CPU 3275. It shows here that my device is not as fast as the new Samsung Galaxy Tab that's out, but it's faster than the Galaxy Nexus and the Samsung Nexus. Compared to what I was using, the Samsung Fuse, this phone really does the job fairly well. I'll press the home key back here. I'll take out, we'll call it what it is. We'll call it a stylus. Some other people, the companies want you to call it a different thing, but I'll still call it a stylus. Really, I haven't found a true use for the stylus yet. Every once in a while, I can take it out and make a little note because it's easier to maybe write down a website than to actually find where your memos are and then type it in. But we can, let me get to the home screen here. But we can go over here to our S memo, or it does have that little gray button that you can hold. Sometimes that little gray button doesn't work so well. But you can bring up your little tablet here, and you can color or write on it. You could also take it out and use an eraser and erase what you made. You can save it, you can cancel it. The good part, bad part about whenever you save it or cancel it, it really doesn't give it a name. It gives it the picture. So the good part is that you can see what you wrote. The bad part is you can't really give it a file name. And you may have heard other reviews, but the Android buttons down here, they do not work at all with the little stylus. So you actually have to press the button. I've caught myself a couple of times trying to use the stylus on there whenever I have used a stylus and not really been all that successful with it. As far as the telephone goes, on the bottom of the phone, of course, you got your little HDMI connection. And right here is where the little stylus plugs in. Typical Samsung, we got the power button there on one side of the telephone. And we have the rocker arm over here for the volume up and down. On the top of the phone, we have our 3.5 millimeter audio jack stationed right there in the middle. We have our camera here, our LED light here, and on the front, you can also see the camera. There's a couple light sensors on here. And now I'm going to go ahead and we have the speaker here. On the back here, that's the sound speaker. It's kind of small. You would think with a phone this big, they would maybe make the speaker a little bit bigger. And I'll open this up and you'll see why. The phone isn't the easiest thing in the world to get open, but here we go. Here's the back of it. As you see, I got a 16 gigabyte SD card already installed. I got the, I can't remember what that's called right now, but you know what it's called for the telephone. And we do have our battery. As I was saying, this is the speaker back here. They probably should have used a little bit of real estate to make the speaker a little bigger. It is a little bit on the quiet side. This here is the back cover for it. It is thin. It is a lot thinner than the other Android phones that I've had. I've probably figured that in a while I'll probably be breaking it. The good part about this telephone is that you can replace the battery. The battery does replace fairly easily, unlike some of the Apple products where you have to take it into the store or you can look on YouTube for videos on how to change the battery. The navigation is really nice. The internet looks really nice on the telephone. My school books look good on the telephone, and they're readable. So that's my review here of this telephone. If you have any comments or questions, you could leave them down there at the bottom. Don't forget about the video that I have that I shot with the cell phone at the Gustine Donkey basketball game in Gustine, Texas. All right, well, y'all have a good day.